Daddy, are you about to make a new class? Daddy, are you going to make a new class?
1 second, Princess. Alright, this be the time when you call up the first precept. You'll call him to the podium. He will state his registry. Alright, and he will come up. لا يشال Imagine, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadam, and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratasa, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathundanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wusalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya'an Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power, in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahawashah, Babukwashah, the thunder nawa, Hakak, Lava Pa'ah, Cha Makala, Wakal Manawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakwiyim, Hamafium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatma'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahawashah, the water of Mun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahawashah, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahohoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaiah, wa Arakaza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalika, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, wa La'a, Yashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makawarai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al takarash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awiyabdika, yahama yawan, wa mashanayaka, nasha'awa, ra'ash, al aimaka, ya ariyamwa, sawad, wa yata ya'ai tazawa, al tazapawanyaka, amarwa, lakawa, wa nahakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Aiwad, Salakia, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Maria, Yakarathwa, Ahahalya, Adawa, Wayashama'alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Palashat, I'm Yeshabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabyan, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kal, Nasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Ak, Na'awa, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Daba'ira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Horyam, Khan, Taradatma, Basa Ivaka, Wabasa Wapatka, Damahalam, Mala'a, Panyam, Kualawa, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Aya'ai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Al, Kal, Harataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahed, yea, all their princes, as the Ba, and as the Muna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Brakata Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayaka Allah, wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawatyan, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kudazayanyam, Ha Chayayalyam, wa Ha'agwafyan, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water of mud. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Wahab Yasapayim, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Hagan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water of mud. In the English, what we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us, and Israel, and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabyim, which means to be seated. Alright, Shalom Israel. So, this is the Sabbath service. Right, the Sabbath service is very important, alright? Alright? So the Sabbath service is very, very important. We want to take that into consideration. So this is where you learn your culture. This is where you learn your history as well. This is where you learn how the Lashawan Kodash is spoken, and how to speak the language too as well, by listening to it and by hearing it when the priests and prophets of the Lord are reading the scriptures in the Hebrew. Alright? So we're going to start with Joshua chapter 2. Alright, so Joshua, we're in Joshua chapter 2. We'll be going over Joshua chapter 2 in the Sabbath service class. Do not forget to check in and sign in. Make sure you put your name, city, and state. Share this class as well. Alright, share it as well. Don't forget to do that. Support Baruch Bashar. Alright. Alright. Don't forget that, alright? Okay, so we're gonna be in Joshua chapter 2. So we're gonna get Joshua chapter 2 in the Hebrew. Alright? Joshua chapter 2, verse 1. Washalak. Wayashalak, Yahweh Shah, Bun, Nawan, Man, Hashemayim, Not Shanayim, Anashah, Anashim, Maragalim, Harash, La'amar, Lakwa, Ra'awa, Ha'arataza, Wa'ah, Yarakaiwa, Slaki, Yara Yachawa, Wayakalwa, Waya Ba'awa, Bayak, Asha, Zarana, it's like it, Zawana, Zawana, Washama, Rakab, Waya Shakabwa, Mashak, it's like a Shema. Verse 2, Waya Amar Lamalak, it's like it. Waya Amar Lamalak, Yarayakawa, La Amar, Hana, Anashim, Ba'awa, Hana, Halaya, it's like it, Halayala, Mabanya, Yasha'ala, La Khapar, Ha'arataza. Verse 3, Wayashalak, Malak, Yarayakawa, Al, Rakab, La Amar, Hawatazaya, Ha'anashim, Haba'ayim, Alayak, it's like an Audika, Ashar, Ba'awa, Labayatka, Kaya, Lachapar, Ka Ha'arataza, Ba'awa. Verse 4, with a quack, Ha'ayash, Ha'asha, Shanya, Ha'anashim, Tazapanwa, like it, with Tazapanwa, so with Tazapanwa, with the Amar, Khan, Ba'awa, Alya, Ha'anashim, Wala'a, Yadaitaya, it's like it, Yadaitaya, Ma'ayan, Hama. Verse 5, Wayahaya Hashai, it's like it, Hasha'ir, it's like it, Hasha'ir, Lasarwak, it's like it, cigar, it's like it, Sagawar, Lasawagar, it's like it, Lasagawar, Bakhashka, like it, Bakhashak, Wahanashim, Yatazawa, La'a, Yadaitaya, Ana, Halakwa, Ha'anashim, Radakwa, Ahar, it's like it, Mahar, Aharyaham, Kaya, Kayashagwam. It's like it. Tashayagwama. Verse 6. Wahaya, Ha'ilachma, Hagag. It's like it. Hagaga. Was a tamanma. Bapashafya. It's like it. Bapashafya. Ha'aitiza. Ma'airakabwa. La. It's like it. La'a. Al. Hagaga. Like a Hagag. It's like a Hagag. Verse 7. It's like, so that be Hagag-ha. It's like a Hagag-ha. Verse 7. Anashim. Radapwa. Aharyaham. The rock. Hayarak. It's like it. Hayaradan. Al. Hama'aibar. It's like it. Hama'aibar wa. Wahasha'ai. Sagarwa. Acharya. Ka'ashar. Yatazawa. Haradakyam. Hachayat. Achar Yahum. Alright? That's the first 7 verses. So let's get Joshua chapter 1 verse 2 in the English. So Joshua chapter 2 verse 1 in the English. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim. So Shittim, right? So like a Shittim. So you got Joshua the son of Nun. So Joshua, right now, Joshua is the leader of Israel. Right now, Joshua is in charge. Salaki is in charge of leading the nation of Israel into the land of Canaan so they can possess that land that the Lord promised to the Israelites. Now Joshua is preparing for war. So to give the context, there are people living in the land of Canaan. And right now, Joshua, as the leader of Israel, a military general, right, a man of war, he's preparing soldiers and troopers and warriors to go into the land of Canaan and to get that land, because that land was promised to our forefathers for us to have that land. And we dwelt in that land for many, many years to come. And Joshua, the son of Nun, sent out of Shittim. Now Shittim is west of Israel. That's a place west of Israel where we encamped at before we came into the land of Canaan. 2 men to spy secretly, saying, go view the land. Even Jericho. So we're also going to, Jericho is also a little west of Israel as well. Alright, so Joshua sent 2 men to spy out the land, to view the land. Right? And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there. So now these 2 men, they lodged. Right? They lodged, meaning they came into a harlot's house named Rahab. So this harlot's name, her name was Rahab. Now they went to go into the land, right, to spy out on the land. Alright, they went to spy on the land, because you have to know what you're going to do, what you're going to take over. Right? You're spying out how many enemy soldiers are there, what type of armory do they have, what type of utility do they have, how's the terrain, when's the best way to strike. Like this is what Joshua sent them out to do. Verse 2. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. So now it's been told to the king of Jericho that 2 men of Israel came to search out this country, to search out this land. Verse 3. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. So the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, bring forth those men, meaning bring those men that are to search out this country. Verse 4. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, there came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. So she hid those men, right, because there were other men going to look for them, because they meant business. You were you are spying out on a land that's not yours. That would be considered invading. All right. So of course, everyone's protective of their land, right? Even though this is the land that the Lord promised us, right? There are people that inhabit this land. Even though this is the land that's supposed to be ours, but we were supposed to be the ones in this land originally, right? Since Adam, because Israel is only the land that was surrounded by the 4 main rivers. You got the Pison, you got the Tigris, you got the Hiddekel, and you got the Euphrates. All right. Verse 5. 1 second, Christian. Verse 5. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whether the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. So it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gates. So when the gates were closing, when it was dark, meaning it was nighttime, it was dark out, no sun, right? That the men went out. So the men went out. Whither the men went, I will not, meaning wherever the men went, that's not where I was going. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. So pursue them, right? Pursue those men, because you'll be able to defeat them and overtake them. Verse 6. But, meaning rather, she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. So she told those men, they went somewhere else. If you go this way, right? I didn't go that way, but they went that way. You can pursue them and overtake them. So she gave them the old okie doke. She said, go that way. But in reality, she hid them in the roof, right? Hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. Verse 7. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. So after they pursued after the men, whatever the case may be, the gates were closed. All right. Go ahead, Princess. All right. So with that, Amadia, which means just stand up here. Just the men up here. La Yashal. During this time, the last man takes the scroll to be saluted. So the last man that was just up, he will take the scroll, and all the men of Israel will salute the Torah. All right. Almadi, which means everyone to stand. All right. Wa panyaha kudam, and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'ah, Vatazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barakaza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Dabiya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Go sit down, warrior.
No.
Sit down, so like, go sit down, warrior. Now. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, Bubble Kosha, Nathalanawa, Hakak, Lavapa'a, Chamakala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatasarayim, Hakak, Lahakuyim, Hamakium, Hakak, Al Wakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, by Hashem Yahweh, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ohayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ay, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arakaza, Al-Yathan, Lamarat, Ragalika, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamorka, Makal Rai, Yashamor, Af Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Tazaaka, Wabawaaka, Maita, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahanak, Awayadika, Yahamayawan, Woman Nashanayaka, Woman Shanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya Irayamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya Aitazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, La, Yahadwa, Aljaka, Bayak, Yakarafwa, Ahohaya, Adawam, Wayashama'alayam, Mawa'aba, Hawahagariam, Gabor, Wa'imawad, Wa'Imalak, Halashak, Aim Yashavya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sava'a, Kayadan, Banatal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Narayabawa, Ka'aiba, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazal Manai, Hal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Ak, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Daba Ira Ya Ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Daradakma, Basa Iraka, Babasawapaka, Dabahalam, Mala'a, Hanyaham, Kwalawad, Wayabakwashwa, Shamarka, Sham, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya Bahalwa, Ayah, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahweh, Labanka, Al Yawan, Al Kal, Harakaza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Obed, and like Zahab, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flames setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Rakata Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Maya Ka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawatyim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kodazayanyim, Ha Koyayanyim, wa Ha'awafyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the Waya Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. Slakia, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Do the curses, the prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, Aryan Nation, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake out thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Barak Lenawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Waha Barak Safarim, Barak, Raba'ah, Magan, Hagan, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the water a month. What we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Walking. The sisters can now be seated. Brothers continue to stand. We're going to give a curse salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Bakatham, Yadi Matah, Sar La'akwafian, which means turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel. We're going to give a curse salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Yadi Matah. With that, class dismissed.